All right, what is up, YouTube? Welcome to the video. We got a deload week this week, so bringing down the training stress. So today, I'm gonna go to the track, sprint, and I'll go straight to the gym, rip some shoulders and arms. So big thing is trying to reduce training stress, and I'll talk a lot about how I'm structuring my deload throughout this video, and also give you some tips that you can use for that. But anyways, I wanna show my pre-workout meal too, because I know my last video I showed the full day of eating, working with a nutritionist now, and we're fine tuning the little things, which I'm stoked for. And the biggest part is that pre and post training is optimizing carbs. So the big thing is like meal timing and also how I utilize my macros on it. So a lot of carbs, minimal fats, pre and post training. So I'll show we got pre-workout, also the other supplements I take, and yeah, we'll get this day rolling. So set you down right there. All right, pre-workout, what we got right here. So as far as food, this flavor drops on Friday. It is the birthday cake. Every time I get a new flavor, I say it's my new favorite flavor. This one is absolute money because I like making protein pancakes. So I got a protein pancake right there. I just use like this protein pancake mix, 2 servings of that, a scoop of this. It's like 45 grams of protein. And then I also have 2 bananas on the side. So right here is about 100 carbs, 4 grams of fat, like 50 grams of protein. He wants me hitting like 120 carbs, 40 protein, 4 fat. So close enough to it. Obviously, I'm new to it, so I'm trying to get closer and closer day by day. But the main theme is minimal fats, a lot of carbs, and a good amount of protein, even amount of protein throughout the day. So having that, can eat that now. Also, I'm sipping on, and what I've been trying to do is I take the Replenish. So this is 1,000 milligrams sodium. I'll drink this like an hour to 90 minutes before I work out because I'm very bad at drinking water while I work out. So making sure I'm hydrated, sipping on this before I have the pre. And then today I'm gonna sprint and I'm gonna go straight to the gym. So in between the sprint session in the gym, I'll then have my pre-workout right here. So I got the essential pre, so 200 milligrams caffeine, a little bit of L-citrulline, beta-alanine. On an upper day, I always add like pump, especially if I have the essential, because I love the feeling of beta-alanine. I love that tingling feeling. If you like it, then add pump. I'll go 2 scoops of this so I get an extra like 2 grams and extra 5 grams L-citrulline. Helps with the pump, of course. So that's the pre-workout supplement stack. Have this, I'm actually getting a haircut, eat this, then go to the track, then have that, then lift. Give me a fun day. Let's rip. All right, boys, we are now at the track. The sun has probably hit me from behind. Just got a haircut too. Holy shit. Fellas, get a haircut, you just feel good, on top of the world. Also, someone asked what I get for my haircut. I asked my barber. It is she said it was a crew cut taper with a messy look on top, if that makes sense. So that's what I've been getting. I actually changed. I used to always get a fade, and I was tired of the fade, and I was like, I need to reinvent myself. So I've been just starting to do the messy look, which I like. But anyways, we are gonna get ripping on the track today. It is super hot out, which I like, especially with sprinting. Like, I don't mind it being hot because, you know, you're resting so much in between. It's kind of nice to actually sweat a lot and to get a little fun in the sun, get a little tan going. So we'll go here, volume-wise. Warm up, probably a long warm up, and then as far as like the speed work, I'm gonna do kind of a blend of probably some 20s, some max 20s.
71-year-old.
Oh, I'm trying. You're killing it. And then, I love that. And then, yeah, do some like 20s and then some fly 10s with a 30-yard build. I wish I had timing gates. I'm getting timing gates soon. So I'll show OVR performance. I have their jump gates I just got, and then I think I'm gonna get their timing gates in like the next week or month, because I definitely want to get those because tracking my sprints would be freaking awesome. So, but anyways, we're gonna run those. I'll take you through it and then do some plyos. I'm gonna try to, there's no hurdles out here, so I'll try to make my own hurdle, and I'll do some triple broad jumps, some fun stuff, but speed, power work, and then we'll go straight from here to Westwood, the gym, where we will rip some shoulders and arms. Obviously it's deload week, so a little different training structure than I typically would do, but I'm actually gonna move away. I've always done sprints and legs on the same day, literally for the last like 8 years. You know, stack all your high stressors on one day, keep your high days high, but I've seen a lot of people, a lot of other strength and conditioning coaches who now sprint and do legs on separate days, and I really like that because I am cooked from doing it, and I know I can get so much more out of my leg days if I were to separate them. So I'm gonna start doing that. So that's why I'm kind of experimenting with doing sprinting on a Wednesday with shoulders and arms, because that might be the structure of doing it. And then, you know, the lift after is not like super taxing. Shoulders and arms, like that's not gonna tax me at all. But it's fun as hell to do, and I still love doing those sessions because, again, we're trying to get jacked and athletic. I like doing the athletic stuff, the power speed output, but I love the bodybuilding side too, fellas. But it's all about how can you combine them so you get the best of both and not overdo it. So that's what we're trying to figure out. But anyways, we'll get into this session. We'll get freaking rolling, boys. Let's go. All right, boys, we'll start as always with our switches. So we'll go single switches, 10 yards, walk back, 2 sets of that, double switches, 2 sets, walk back, triple. Big thing with the switches, obviously driving that knee, that hip height, pulling that toe towards the shin, and being aggressively pushing down in the ground. So really aggressively pushing yourself forward and working on some sprint mechanics, but also warming up everything. So let's get ripping, 2 of each. Triples here now, so 1 2 3 1 2 3, so you progressively build up. I'm a big fan of switches. One, they're good for sprint mechanics. Obviously me, I'm a meathead by nature, so my sprint mechanics aren't great, but this, like especially doing it as part of your warm-up, kind of reinforces stuff to think of when I do sprint. Definitely helps a lot, especially if you're not like, I'm not a track athlete, I'm not an Olympic sprinter. Like, obviously I want to sprint as good as possible, but like, I'm not going to sit here and, this is my full sport, so I'm not spending all this time doing mechanic stuff. So like stuff like this, easy to implement, also warms you up, and it's fun to do. Like the rhythmic nature of it, like I don't do a lot of stuff. Like if you don't do a lot of stuff like that, it takes time to learn, but once you get it, it's fun doing rhythmic stuff like that. Like 1 2 3, you feel explosive, you feel, I don't know, you feel athletic. So I like doing these. So we'll go 3 here, 2 sets. So, pop, pop, pop. I got through the switches and everything. Now we're due some plows, so we're gonna go power skips, 30 yards, trying to drive off that leg. Super Mario jump, trying to get as high as possible, land, really drive into it. Bounds, alternating bounds, so kind of like a gazelle running, trying to get vertical, hit the ground, pop, pop, off the ground. We'll go 2 by 30 here. Again, with the warm-ups, you don't want to do too much. I think I sometimes need to catch myself because I end up wanting to do like a million different warm-up drills. But the thing, obviously, a warm-up is whenever you feel warm and ready to go, you don't want to do too much where it starts negatively impacting like the main work. So I like doing this stuff like where it's just like a couple sets, some switches, warm up the hips, get everything going, and then some plyos here with the power skips and the bounds, like get that feeling of being explosive. And then I go into the scissor build-ups to really warm up my hamstrings, and then I added dribbles again, but may kind of be a lot. Maybe I need to fine tune and do less, but when I did it, I did this last week, I felt so freaking good after. So finding that balance where it's like it's enough of a warm-up where you're actually warmed up, but not too much where you're not dead going into the work. So I think for me, this is like the perfect balance, but you could adjust it. You could do 1 set of each, or you could do, whatever you feel like is good for a warm up. Whatever warms you up, warms you up. So. So we'll go straight leg build-ups. So we'll go 30 yards again, or kind of like prime times, but I like doing it where I progressively build it up over 30 yards. So I start small, I get bigger, bigger, bigger as I get going. I'll go the first one like 80% and the second one like 90. But I love this for the old strings, getting the old strings ready to be strum. I don't know if that makes sense. Ready to go, let's go. All right, last thing we're gonna do is dribble build-ups. So these, I used to do these so much. So when I was an intern at William Mary, I used to have to demo everything for the football team. And we did a ton of dribbles and straight leg build-ups. And I had no idea how to dribble before I started, but I had to demo it so much, and I started doing my own training that I got actually pretty decent at them. But then I stopped doing them over the last like year, threw them back in like last week, and it's starting to come back. But like a dribble, you should watch a track person explain it. I can't really explain it well. I know how to do them, but essentially they help like your speed mechanics, build you up. So I'm gonna go ankle dribble for 10, calf dribble for 10, and then knee dribble for 10, and kind of build into it. I'll go 2 sets of 30 here. So yeah, I used to do these all the time. So that's a good way to learn too. It's just demoing stuff. Like a lot of these speed drills I do all the time because when I interned with that football team, I was a demo man, and I would just be on the field and demo and everything. It was kind of cool to do. They'd be like, dude, we need a demo. And then I'd just rip it out. And yeah, I love doing that. So that's why I still do all these drills, and obviously they work, but the dribbles, definitely throw them back in. Another rhythmic one. They might look sloppy today, but throw them back in. You start getting that mind-muscle connection again, and get rolling. So we'll go 2 by 30 here, and then we'll get ripping. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty freaking good. I wish I had timing gates. All right, boys, warm-up complete. Took me like 15 minutes. Again, with a warm-up, do what works for you. That seems to work for me. I feel freaking great right now. Maybe you do less volume, maybe you do more, I don't know. But the big thing is find that happy medium where you're warmed up, but you're not doing too much where you cook yourself. So now we're getting to the sprint work. The main goal is flying 10s with a 30-yard build, but I'm gonna do some 20s before. So I'll probably go 3 to 4 20 yards, just excels, rip it. And then I have that vest I wear, the GPS tracker. I'm gonna throw it on today for the flying sprints, see if I can hit some good speeds. But I will begin timing gate soon. I'm excited for it. But probably do 3 to 4 20s, 3 to 4 flies, we'll see, and then do some plyos at the end. So let's rip. We'll go 30s now. So I'm gonna go 2 20s, 2 30s, then 2 to 3 flies because I feel good and I kind of want to build it up as I go. But did the first 30, felt pretty good. So we'll go one more 30 and then we'll get into the flying sprints. It is freaking, I love how hot it is right now. Sun is cooking. Getting a tan, getting a sweat. Can't beat it, fellas. You can't beat it. Find a track, find a field, rip some sprints. It's easy, pop the top, summertime, fall time, springtime. The only time that sucks is wintertime. I guess depends where you live too, but summertime's nice because again, sprinting work is not conditioning, where it's not like, when you're doing conditioning work, like, and it's hot as hell out, it sucks because you're breathing heavy. But when you're doing sprint work, like, I run a 30-yard sprint, I rest 3 minutes. Like, it's kind of chill. It's nice, you get a high output, and then you get to get that feeling of being hot, sweating. All right, boys, finished the speed work. Now I'm gonna do some plyos. So I threw my cleats on actually because I'm gonna do them on the turf. I'm gonna do some broad jumps into a vertical jump. And for a hurdle, I'm just gonna use this bleacher here because I don't have a hurdle. And this looks like a perfect height to jump over. And then I'll do probably like 10 reps of that, try to increase how far I jump from. And then I'll go 4 to 5 sets of triple broad jumps. So some jumping work. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so tested it out a couple times, got over the fear of hitting it. Should be good now. So it's just a broad jump, land, go straight into that vertical jump. So trying to land, pop, go straight into that vertical jump. So going from a horizontal into a vertical. Yeah, any sort of hurdle works. So I got a measuring tape. I'm gonna start like 10 feet away. But it's kind of rhythmic because you kind of got to time it up. So let's see. That felt good. Oh yeah. I guess ideally I'd want to have a higher hurdle to challenge myself, but yeah, feels pretty good. So we'll go 10 total reps. Actually, I think I figured out how you measure it. So you measure where you land, ideally. So because I'm landing like 3 feet in front, I'll move it back. So I guess I was jumping like 7 feet. Okay, that kind of makes sense. So I'll try to build up the broad jump distance as I go. All right, so did 10 reps there. That was super fun. I'm gonna buy a hurdle too, so I can progress those. If you don't have a hurdle, bench is definitely awesome. You just gotta get used to it because obviously you got the front part. So just do a couple warm-ups. But now we'll go triple brow jump. So yeah, I'm gonna go see how far I can get with 3 jumps. I need to get this back up over 30. I used to be in the 30s. Now I'm closer to like 28, kind of bad. So I need to get back to the 30s. Yeah, and I'll talk more about my next split. So my next split, I'm actually, the coach I'm working with, he's doing my nutrition, but he's going to help me with my training as well, especially help with the variables, like move stuff around and make it super tailored towards me. Because I think I'm at that point now where I just want like a specific program because I'm trying to do too much. And it's like, what do I really want to focus on right now? Because I got some things in the pipeline that I'm looking at that I'm excited for. So let's do some trips. It was like, what was that? That is, it's like 28.8, 28.9. Ugh, I used to be a 30 plus guy. Fuck. That was even worse. 28.5 or something. All right. Sprint session complete. Jumps complete. Feel freaking good. Heading to the gym. Shoulders, arms time. Again, playing around with a different split instead of sprinting and doing legs on the same day. Throwing some shoulders and arms. And more of a deload week, so I'm just cutting back the volume. Biggest thing I'm doing is cutting back my volume. I do so much volume, as you guys know if you watch my channel, and I love doing volume, and it's hard for me sometimes to chill out. So this week, I'm cutting my volume back by like 40 to 50%, because especially on a lot of I do a ton of hypertrophy work right now, and that's what causes so much fatigue and cortisol release, and that's what leads to kind of like the overtraining feeling. So cutting that back, but still getting some quality work in. Still getting work in, and I'm gonna talk later about kind of ways, the article I read and what I kind of use to dictate my deload weeks and like why you take them and stuff you can use for that. But we will have the pre-workout now. Oh, I left it in the car. Oh, the ice melted. Okay, I should be cold. So I got this, and then I also got this water bottle. Actually, I might go fill it out over there. And I'm gonna take 2 of these carb powders. So carbs, that's what we're trying to do more of for me, is eat more carbs, eat less protein. I eat so much protein, I can eat 200 grams of protein, be fine. Use those extra resources for carbs, especially if I'm going back to back. I'm probably gonna have 2 of these. These are just 20 grams of carbs from raw fuel sticks. Great if you're an endurance athlete, but if you're a strength power athlete, if you're doing double sessions, even a sip on during longer sessions, great to have. So we're gonna throw that in here as well, and then have the pre-workout and get rolling. All right, we'll go seated dumbbell press to start. I'm gonna go just a descending, so 10-8-6, going down in the reps as I go up in weight. Well, I'm gonna aim for 10-8-6, but essentially I'm just gonna go 3 sets till failure. So maybe it's 8 to 10, maybe it's 6 to 8, maybe it's 4 to 6, because we'll start off with 90s and try to go 90, 95, 100. I haven't done like seated dumbbell press in a minute. I've been doing barbell press. Obviously, I love an overhead press, but deload, I want to do like something less complex, because barbell presses can be pretty fatiguing. So doing something like this. So we'll go descending 10-8-6. I'll just rip. All right, change of plans. Instead of going that descending 10-8-6, I'm sticking with 90s or just going 3 sets till failure. So 3 sets, 8 to 10. I got 9, then 8. Goal is to get 8 again here, but these definitely catch up. I need to do more. I used to do these all the time, seated dumbbell. Definitely need to do them again, because you can just fatigue the hell out of your shoulders. I feel nothing more. Nice little shoulder pump going on right now. So we'll go 3rd set here. I will go lateral raises next. So we'll front delt, and then a compound shoulder exercise. Now we're isolate the side delts, just standing lateral raises here. 10 to 15 range, essentially 3 sets, go no failure, just till I can't get a full range of motion. On these, I'm gonna try to go lighter. slight pause at the top. I'm gonna try to go controlled on the way down because obviously a lot of times you start freaking broing it up. So try to drop the ego a little bit. We'll go 3 sets here. All right, boys, front delt hit, side delts hit. Now we're gonna go rear delts. Been liking this move, a seated face pull using the lat pull down because you can tuck your knees in and you don't have to worry about stability. A lot of times when I do face pull standing, I used to do them all the time and I haven't done them in like a year because it would be too heavy and I would lose my stability. And if I went too light, it's just like I do a million reps. So this one, I saw someone doing it a couple weeks ago, been doing it, been loving it, but you just lock in, lean back. And then here I'm thinking about trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together and hold it for like 1 to 2 seconds, slowing the way back. We'll go here, 3 sets, 10 to 15 range, but really squeezing those rear delts, isolating that area, leaning back. Two. 1, 2. Ooh. All right, we'll go arm superset. I think we'll go 4 sets of this. Tricep push down with the easy bar because I like the little wider grip. And then a dumbbell incline curl from a 45-degree angle. 4 sets, 8 to 10 range. Blow it up, boys. Fill the sleeves. All right, did 4 sets of the arm superset. The sleeves, oh my God, my arms are so pumped. That's my favorite arm superset. Tricep push down with an incline curl, freaking love it. Now I'm just gonna finish with 3 sets of abs. Toes to bar, my favorite ab exercise of all the time. With the back supports, using the barbell so you can really, on the way down, you can push back into this bar and you can control it on the way down instead of just flopping down. That's a big key of this. So what I'm gonna try to do is a 4-second large. Toes to bar, come all the way up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, really increase the time under tension, minimize the swing, try to use all my core here. We'll go 3 total sets. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right, boys, a couple hours later, but want to go through kind of what I'm doing on this deload week. So I'm looking at my phone because I'm pulling up these notes and or this article that I'll include the link to, which I highly recommend you checking out if you're interested in like how to structure a deload week. This is what I use. It's by Christian Thibodeau. It's on T Nation. This is what I've been using the last couple of times, like how to do it. Not that it's like super complex, but essentially my biggest thing with like deloading is just reducing the training volume. So, I mean, you can reduce training volume in a number of ways. Obviously, reduce the number of sets you're doing, number of exercises, number of days you're training, just overall training volume. So what I'm doing this week, my normal, I'm usually lifting 6 days a week, sprinting twice, doing hill sprints once, doing cardio like 3 times, so like 12 total workouts. This week, I cut out all the cardio and applied the hill sprints. So only doing 2 sprint sessions. And then as far as lifting, still doing 6, but with my lifting, I'm bringing it down about 40% of total sets. So for example, today, usually my shoulder and arm day, I do 28 sets. I did 17 today. On my leg days, I did 22 last week on Monday. This week I did 14. So just cutting down the volume, that's the easiest way to do it. It's just reducing the volume, because usually, a lot of times, overtraining or when you're fatigued, it's just like you're producing so much cortisol and your body's got to like resensitize to the adrenaline and everything, so you're able to actually like make gains. So this article explains it all. It makes a lot more sense. He's a lot more smarter than I am. As you can see, smarter is not even a word. He's a lot more smart than I am. But yeah, as far as deloads, and then obviously the other way to do it is you bring the intensity down. So like typically a lot of people, it's like maybe during a deload last week I did 4x6 with 400. Maybe a deload, you bring it down 15 to 20% and you do 1 less set. So that's another way to do it. I'm doing it more in the sense of volume. The intensity, I'm still kind of keeping there, which I should probably bring down too, but is what it is. I just can't take that out of me. It's hard for me. But as long as I bring the volume down, I feel good with that. But I'll link this article so you can check it out. It's definitely a great one. It's what I use all the time. It's actually interesting too, because I talked in my last video. I started working with a coach and to help me obviously with my nutrition, but he's also going to help me with my programming. And the biggest thing is I've probably been overtraining for quite some time, which I love, which I know I have. I've had all the symptoms of it, but I fucking love training. You boys know I love training, and to be honest, I'd rather do too much than too little. Hey, I'd rather go too far than not far enough. And I think I'd much rather be someone who's like, someone's got to tell you to chill out rather than tell you to do more. So that's just my mindset. And that's literally what my whole channel and brand's built off, is just working hard. And that's just me. So it's not like I'm gonna stop working hard, but I'm just gonna bring down the volume a little bit or change a couple factors. And we'll play around with it, because I have had some symptoms of overtraining. Most notably, I got my blood work done. My testosterone levels were very, very low. I said in my last video, extremely low, way below baseline. And usually that's a huge sign of overtraining and stuff like that. But that's fine. I feel great. I feel fine. Well, I feel great, but I guess I'm so used to this norm. So maybe a new grade is much higher if I get that figured out. So we'll get those figured out, but that's why it's all about fine tuning stuff. I've been training for about 13 years now. So I'm at a point now where it's like, I'm just making these micro gains, and it's all about leaving no pebble unturned, doing the small things like nutrient timing, tracking my specific macros, when I eat carbs, when I don't, stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying you have to do that now if you're 1 year into training. No, I'm 13 years into it. That's why I'm starting to do these smaller things. And also it's so specific to me. Everything I'm gonna do, especially with the nutrition now, is probably gonna be more specific to me, because I gotta fix those blood work markers. But also because I wanna optimize my training. I wanna get every ounce of muscle I can gain, or every performance and strength benefit I can gain. So that's kind of the biggest thing with it. But with that being said, nothing's changing. I don't want to sound like anything's changing. Everything's the same. We're ripping it. We're still getting after it, baby. It's just we'll probably be a little more, oh my gosh, I almost said it again, a little more smarter. Golly, a little smarter. No, okay, it is a word. Is it? Oh my God, I don't even know. Whatever, ignore that. Ignore it earlier if it was a word. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I'll be better with my training. And also, I think having the accountability of a coach, where it's like, again, I want to do everything. I want to sprint, I want to jump, I want to bodybuild, I want to powerlift, I want to do everything. I think always having the concurrent training where you are doing everything, but having, you know, periods where you emphasize different stuff. That's gonna be the biggest thing, I think, as I like periodize my training, and then tracking more metrics, my speed, power, strength, and then what I really like is like measurements and pictures, so making sure I'm gaining muscle. So we're stoked for that, fellas. Also, another life update. I know I said in the same exact seat with the same shirt on in 2 videos ago that I was moving to Austin, Texas. No more. I'm moving to Richmond, Virginia. AK, I already live here. I'm staying in Richmond. I kind of did a lot of soul searching. I literally signed a lease down in Austin. I had a place picked out. I was ready to move. And then like, I don't know, like over a course of a week, I just like, there's a lot of opportunities kind of present themselves here in Richmond, and also have great friends and a lot of people here. And I was like, why am I moving to Austin? I just wanted to move there because I was like, it seems like a cool spot, but it's like, Richmond's a fucking awesome spot. I love Richmond. Richmond's a great spot. And there's way more opportunities that have now presented themselves of late. So yeah, I think some big things are incoming. And that's another thing. I don't want to mess up a good thing. Like, things are going great. Like, I'm still in the infancy stages of building this thing that I'm so blessed to do, talk on camera, and I don't want to mess that up because I got great gyms I get to train at, great community, and we're keep it going. So now moving to Austin, you just ignore I said that 2 videos ago. We're staying in RVA, baby. But yeah, nothing else really to update on. Go on the beach next week with the fam. That'll be fun. Hopefully get some cool content with my brothers. And otherwise, stack the damn days. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.